That is one of our investigative arms. It is the eyes that people don't think about that helps us see, respond to, and sometimes proactively prevent criminal activity out here in our community. They're the brains, I like to call them, that help us see, find, and apprehend suspects by keeping cameras out in areas that we don't have to put specific resources, officers, personnel. So it's a force multiplier that really helps us be safer.
Back in 2012, the City of Charlotte hosted the Democratic National Convention, and with that came a sum of money to take care of security. And so we utilized that money in various ways. First and foremost was additional personnel and staffing for security. And then second to that, we used the money to acquire various technologies to make the city as safe as possible during the convention. Then Chief Monroe wanted to utilize that technology in crime fighting efforts. So we then began to strategically deploy the various technologies throughout the jurisdiction in a way that it would aid us in crime fighting.
Criminals, people committing crimes, they evolve every day. They learn new ways of doing it under the radar, and we have to evolve and we have to keep up with ways of defeating their ways of defeating our ways.
CMPD, we've got access to over 1,000 video cameras throughout the jurisdiction, and we partner with various agencies like our Department of Transportation as well as Charlotte Area Transit cameras, and so all of our detectives have access to all of those cameras. We also have well over 100 license plate readers deployed throughout the jurisdiction, both fixed and mobile license plate readers, which we utilize on a day-to-day basis, both live as well as historical reads of tags. We capture over 1.5 million tags a week here in the Real-Time Crime Center.
The good thing about the Real-Time Crime Center is that you have everything. It's a one-stop shop for all your needs and investigations, and when you're out in the field and you don't have the capabilities of looking certain things up, and to get that real time, that's why it's in the name, you get that real time info that cuts down on the lag time, and it also helps increase the probability of catching your target.
Prior to us implementing our Real-Time Crime Center, we obviously visited some other real-time crime centers throughout the nation just to give us some ideas to what we wanted ours to look like and what we wanted our detectives to do. The way we do it here at CMPD is when what we call a priority one call for service, that is a call that we're going to run emergency traffic to, goes out across 911 and gets sent to an officer in patrol. It also gets sent to our detectives here in the Real-Time Crime Center. They begin their work on that call for service the minute that call is placed.
One of the most notable things about our unit is we have a 55% clearance rate, which means we clear 55% of our robbery cases, which is an extremely high number. The national average is somewhere down near 29, 28%. Prior to that, our unit was only clearing 17 to 22% maybe of robbery cases. So, you know, technology, being able to do it in real time, really helps the clearing cases, putting people, holding people accountable for their crimes. And then, even with prosecution, it gets us to the person quicker, which gets us to the evidence quicker. They're still in possession of the gun. They're still in possession of the whatever they stole, if they stole something, or whatever the case may be.
One specific incident that we were going after a break-in series suspects, where they broke into multiple restaurants, and we got into a position to where it's late at night. There's very little cars on the road, except for our cars and the suspects' cars. So it's very hard to surveil somebody in that environment. The real-time crime was able to zoom right in on the suspects going into the business, see where they were able to park, and they could give us a play-by-play description of what was happening, so that when the time came for us to close in on the business, we were able to, and we would not have been able to do that without the eye in the sky, which is our real-time crime.
One of the things with our unit is we have a very small unit. There's only 5 of us who handle several 100 cases a year, and that's probably shooting a low number. So without a real-time crime center, I mean, you'd have to double, triple our numbers, because we wouldn't have that support unit, so to speak. I mean, we look at it as a support unit. They support us. They give us a lead, and then we follow up on it. So it saves us a tremendous amount of time, and I just see in the future, you know, it just getting better and saving us more time. I mean, that's what it's all about, and we can just operate with fewer detectives, which means more officers on the road.